My job is a lot more than a job, it's more of a vocation. What keeps me going is the fact that there's a lot of patients who need us, and most of them come to us desperately scared, and there's nothing like hearing that you have a brain tumor. So we tend to get patients in within a day of their diagnosis because we know that they can't wait. The operating room is its own box. I don't let anything bother me in the operating room. That's the time when you put everything else on a shelf and don't worry about it. It can be difficult because you get paged and people call and they have their own urgent questions for you, but that's the one place where I won't let myself get disturbed. But as soon as you're done with surgery and you walk out and you talk with the family and get everything set up in the intensive care unit, well then you have a half a day worth of things that have built up that you have to go take care of. And that's going to clinic, and it's taking care of all of the administrative things and so on. That's why I think most neurosurgeons would say the easy part of the day is when you do the brain surgery. There was no class at Northwestern Medical School on how do you give bad news. I think you have to speak plainly, and I think you have to be ready to repeat yourself, because it's hard for people to absorb bad news all in one bite. The percent alive at 10 years is single digit, low single digit. But I have a few patients who are 5 to 10 year survivors, and I try to keep in touch with them and see how they're doing, and they inspire you to keep going. I have received a lot of clocks from patients, and it always seems to be a patient with a malignant brain tumor, or their family actually afterwards. And I think that it's maybe an unconscious understanding of the value of time and the extra time that they got with their loved one. Of course, there are days when you see somebody who's scared and suffering, and you realize how much trouble they're in. That can be depressing, but you have to keep your focus and realize that what you do for them is going to help them with their quality of life and their length of life. And what we do in research is eventually, someday, going to lead to a cure for these things. My job is a lot more than a job, it's more of a vocation. What keeps me going is the fact that there's a lot of patients who need us, and most of them come to us desperately scared, and there's nothing like hearing that you have a brain tumor. So we tend to get patients in within a day of their diagnosis because we know that they can't wait. The operating room is its own box. I don't let anything bother me in the operating room. That's the time when you put everything else on a shelf and don't worry about it.